good news for me, the wallpaper, and I've just got a small section to do now. So I'm hopping on to do a live again. Now, this one is what I previously mentioned. It's a single track tunnel entrance. And this one, we couldn't find any videos about online. So that's the reason why we're actually doing this one. So if anyone comes across it, never built the kit before, or even seen what the kit looks like in real life as such, then at least hopefully this will help people out. This one will be a bit more interesting because unlike the fire station, I'd already had the practice run as such. This is completely new to me, so it's not really, let's unbox it together because I think you guys know how to unbox a box. But I thought while I'm reading through, we might have some familiar faces pop on. So if anybody pops on, just feel free to say hello. But I do want to say a huge thank you to everyone. We can't believe how the channel's grown. And it would be nice to catch up. This is what we like about doing these lives. It does help people who've never seen these kits or maybe seen what the actual kit looks like, even if they've built Metcalfe kits before. But it's a way we can have a catch up with people. So this is the reason we like doing them as well. So bear with me 2 secs. As I said, this one I haven't got out yet. One thing I do have here ready after a few suggestions is the rocket car glue. I will still be using my PVA as well. This will be for the bits that are absolutely glue fine. This I will, because it's not the cheapest, I have to admit. We did find it at the Rutland shop the other day. There is a video on that shop. It's amazing. But obviously I will try and use this where it really needs it. Like with the fire station, it got a bit difficult to glue bits and hold him in place really. So I think this rocket glue will be used for things like that. It will be very interesting to use. And yeah, as Robert said, it is actually cheaper online. Sorry, it's cheaper in the Rutland store than it was online. And Dan, a very good evening to you. We were looking at the double track as well, but we certainly need a single one, so we got this for me. Just have a try. Andy, a very big hello. I hope you're keeping well. And so this is what I say, it's a bit of a live, but also gives us a chance to catch up with people a bit easier than on videos. And Gerry, good evening, I hope you're well. Ah, brilliant, Gerry. Well, stay as long as you want then. I've just said that I've not actually even opened this kit yet. So I do need to go through it all, but what I do like about the lives is even while I'm doing this, everyone can chat throughout themselves. And yeah, I've got to admit, Dan, I fell in love after doing the fire station, just how well built. The instructions are quite easy. And, you know, the support, I just could not get over the support either. So for me, I really liked that. Now, I think this kit actually has 2 single track entrances. So I need to make sure I'm not using the same bits from one kit. Again, I'm not going to take it all apart. I think looking at the different instructions, probably you guys might know a bit more. This actually possibly an older kit. It just seems a slightly different layout, still quite clear and everything. But compared to the booklets and things, whether this was one of their earlier kits, the writing itself is different. And I noticed that on a few donated ones. So I don't know whether they changed the kits or whatever, but still very clear, very good kits. Gizmo Builder, very welcome aboard. We're appreciating everyone that's subbing. We just can't believe it at the moment. And I'm very glad you like what we're doing. Anthony Dodge is 8:30. Ah, I'm not doing well, am I? Going on when other people are going on. I just, with the wallpaper and almost done, I thought, yeah, I need to get on Is there actually any night that somebody isn't on live? It's getting very hard for me to remember them all. Are you popping down?
The only thing I would suggest to you, can you bring the camera out a bit more?
I can do. There we go.
It's a wider angle.
It's just because I'm reading through it at the moment, so you might. Do you want to keep an eye on the comments and that while I'm reading through? Because as I said, I've not gone through this one, but it's too.
Keep an eye on them, we'll kill them.
Please don't. Yeah, because it is 2 kits, isn't it?
Anthony Dodge is on at 8:30.
Wednesday, nobody is on. Is Anthony going to hate that I'm on? And I'm Barnabas, and it was a joke and everyone was going between the two. Yeah, Gerry, I think live streams it's quite a little intimate way as well, isn't it, to get to know your audience. I do quite like the aspect of it. As I said, it's a lot better to respond in real time, isn't it, than through messages. So I definitely do like that aspect. I know for us, if we ever get to a stage we do regulars, I'm never going to be bothered if someone else is live. It's, to me, it's like I've always said to mine, like when an artist, you know, people buy artist work. It's the thing, if people want to join in, they're more than welcome, but this is why I like saving it as well, so anybody that does miss it, I know we have a few from Australia as well that are catching in, so I'm not sure they're catching with the actual lives, but they can see these kits being built. So I think this kit is definitely going to take a lot quicker than the fire station, but shall we give it a go and see how it goes? But yeah, just looking at this, it does look like a different style of kit. I imagine things like this would have been more important for them to bring out first, and then the additions. We do have another kit we bought the other day. We're not saying just yet what that one is. And don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with building 2 of these. I'm just going to do live for building 1. And then the other one I'm going to build off screen, because I don't really want to bore you with that. So, although, is this where you guys tell me I'm just a typical woman that drones on? I'm sure Rob will agree to that. I hope everybody is keeping well, though. It is always good to hear how everyone else is doing, how your layouts are doing. Right, so I believe this is literally just building up the base as such. Rob, what do you think? Do you think I should try this rocket glue first? Because with it being thicker, I just don't know how long it's going to...
It goes off dead quick, that's why I wouldn't use it straight away. No?
We'll see how it goes, guys. I don't know if you heard Rob there. Oh, we've got more popping in, I think.
Well, if you want to use it straight away, then just be ready with the 2 pieces.
Yeah, it's literally the supports I'm building up, so I suppose it gives me a chance to... I'm still trying to pick the horse to joke. Have you just seen Gerry's comment? Oh, I didn't know if you had it on your phone. Gerry just said, I'm still trying to figure out who had to drag who out of Rudland's shop. Who had to drag who out of Rudland?
We're actually still there, aren't we?
Yeah. This is pre-recorded, guys. But yeah, that's the only problem when you share a hobby, isn't it? You've not got one to restrain the other.
More in spring.
No, I'm trying to figure out this opening with glue, so I don't want to look like an idiot, to be honest. That's why I wasn't doing it on the video.
Do you want me to answer that?
No, carefully.
Yeah. Andy will be giving you ideas on how to bury me again.
Yeah. But yeah, Gerry, it was an amazing shop. It's definitely something that we will look at visiting again. It was, I couldn't believe it when we walked in there. Kid in a candy store. It really was. I'm guessing, guys, don't tell me I'm being stupid here, but it's literally just a pin to get this opening. Also, how do you guys feel getting on fingers? Did it stick too bad, or... I just don't want to sound too much of an idiot. I know it's not hard for me, but... We're just going to stick these. I'm going to stick with the PVA for a minute. Because I know with super glue it is a pain when it gets on your hand. You can get it off, and just a bit of nail varnish remover if it's that bad, but... Oh, you're in Ireland, Gerry. So, yeah, it's... I just couldn't believe it. You know, it just seems everything that is in my shop is also online. And what I found great is, especially us being Anglesey as well, so it's not always cost effective to get over. Luckily, it's where our garage is, so we that's why we popped in, because the car did need a bit of work, but it's having the online option, and it includes postage. You know, I think reasonably priced. I think there is a slight price difference, but when you look at it realistically, it's not like you're ripped off because it's online. It's extremely good pricing for what it is, really. We just couldn't believe it. You know, we'd bought the cars at the fairs and that, and obviously I imagine fairs, things are more expensive, but even the cars, we just couldn't get over the price difference. You know, and the scenic stuff, and I'm seeing bags for like £3, £4, well, up to £6. And in the shop, they were most of £2. You know, but yeah, I think we were there at least an hour and a half. Gizmo, this is actually something me and Rob talked about. I'm not sure we do exhibition stuff. You know, never know in the future maybe, but, you know, it's just getting the layout started. Maybe as time goes on, it can be an addition for us. I don't know how it'd work, whether you pay to take your stuff there and have a table and that. I really don't know how it works. You know, the cost effectiveness of it as well. So that would be another thing I'd have to look into. Ah, thank you, Langton. Oh, the PVA is working, but yeah, I did half wonder that, because you do have a lid, but all I've seen is, all it just gives you is the avoid contact with eyes, but it's what I wondered, or putting a pin in it, because I've got a pin from me from them, but Andy, you're just watching. Is that in reference to Rob, or watching me with the glue and seeing how well it turns out? So we shall see. It could be about both. I'm doing a live at the moment on the train ones. Gizmo, well, we are looking at going to a couple. We did the Llandudno local one at the weekends, but we're looking maybe to come down to Crewe at some point, and I believe there's a bigger one in Llandudno in the summer, so hopefully we will start getting, we have started using the communities tab, and I think on there we will put, if we're planning to go to shows, because it would be nice to put faces to names, and like you said, you know, it would be great to see us, and it would be great to meet some faces as well of people that are helping support us. So and Andy, yeah, I'm a bit dubious on the glue. As I said, I might just pin it and see, because the only problem with your super glue and that, isn't it? You cut it too much, and then you're just forever cutting it down and cutting it down, aren't you? That's why I'm kind of... Yeah, and where are scissors, Rob? That's my only question. Angie, stop worrying about it.
No, I need to say yeah, it's like a big snake.
Yeah, no way is that pin gonna go through. I don't know where the scissors are, so I might just use the top of the blade. That's what I love about this mat as well, it's just indestructible. I'm not doing well with my words today, am I? No, I've not done it deep enough. Just enjoy the laughs, guys, as I'm just trying to get this glue to come out. I'm guessing it's right down at the bottom. Oh, there we go. I've got it. And I might just get a bit of kitchen roll, because I didn't think about that, did I? There we go, guys. You get the... There we go. Hold on, don't worry too much. This is a mat. It's not on my desk, so it's one of those. It will get messy, but I can flip it round as well, so I love this cutting mat. It's absolutely brilliant. I think Rob would have had kittens if I'd have used it on the desk. Oh, yeah, Andy. You just being nice now. Otherwise, I might need an even bigger patio. And GWR Buckley, very good evening to you. Lovely for you to pop in. I hope you're keeping well. Right, guys, sorry about that. Just fussing over, man. Right, so I think that is dry. So I didn't quite need the card glue, but it's now there ready. But yeah, I think the best way to open this is just literally tab it. I tried to stick the pin in and no way was it going in. My only worry of it is going to be is the more you use it, I would imagine like super glue and everything at the top's just going to go down so much. Whether people decant it into a different bottle, I don't know whether that's what's then going to be suggested. So if anybody watching this uses this glue or whatever they do with it, that would be handy. Oh, darn, that was awful. That's a really good idea. Langdon. You remind me of your name, lovey. I'm trying to remember one name at a time, at least. But that's a really good idea. And yeah, Rob, I think, yeah, it would be me who's being buried. But that's a really good idea to use some of the offcuts. I did not think of that, but it just gets me having a little play with the glue and just seeing how it works. So thank you for that, Mark. I will try and remember. I'm getting there. I think I've remembered at least one name alive, so I am getting there slowly. Only thing I find it's quite watery and as such, isn't it? More than just your standard PVA. The PVA is just a touch thicker. Okay, that does stick pretty quick. I know it's a small bit of card, but because the only thing that gets me is it's that water and it's running down. Yeah, it's extremely watery. Again, if anybody has any ways that they use it, or if this is normal, and just please let me know. Gizmo, no, we're sticking with DC at the moment. Maybe in the future, you never know, when we actually have a track, and that's all sorted, you never know, it might be something we upgrade, but at the moment we're just sticking with the old faithful, as I say. So we're going straight in with our strengtheners, I believe. 2 great inner supports. Okay, so yeah, this is a slightly different layout with this kit. Have you shipped the bottle to mix it up? No, I haven't, Mike. I'm guessing that's part of what you do. SJ Dusty, good evening. I hope you're well. And Mike, that might be why then, because it did surprise me how watery it was. I might find it a bit of a different now, Yeah, Rob, I've just read that and thought I'll give it a try because it was extremely watery, but this is why I'm happy to admit, you know, I'm still getting there and, you know, things like that. So I'm more than happy to take these comments on board because I'd rather be the stupid one than help other people out. There ain't much brain cells anyway, so... to be honest. And it has dried extremely quickly on there as well, so yeah, I think definitely a slight difference in this kit for anybody that finds them having the same kind of layout like the fire station going to this. It seems instead of being written like some of them, instead this has got markings on, so you've got the X's for the inner support cards, and then the wall strengtheners have no markings on at all. It's, I suppose, things develop as you go on, you change things, or whether it's just different layouts for different kits. It will be interesting as I do more. Mike, Putnam Junction. Remind me, Mike, are you the one that's got your missus as well when she does all the scenery? Right, so what does it want us to do now? Ah, so it wants us to go it. So I might actually be using this new glue. It wants it just by the looks of it. Voiding that gap. Has anyone else here ever done this kit before? Neither have we, Mike, don't worry. I kind of leave most of it to Rob at the moment. Just, it's definitely not my part. It's interesting to watch, but I definitely am not I'm not going to offer him advice because I wouldn't have a clue. So I just kind of let him do that one. I just want to make sure it's definitely different writing. Outwards towards the emerald, yes. Okay, so it wants it flush with the tunnel base. So I'm guessing here you will have a very small gap, but it actually says it's flush with the base. So yeah, I definitely think I will be using this rocket glue for this one. Which could be very interesting in a minute. Mike, have you used this glue before then? We're saying shake it, because how is it, say if it gets on your fingers and things, is it quite easy to remove or? Because obviously PVA, you get it on your hands, you just wash it off, or is this glue a bit more like a super glue? Is it quite adhesive or? It's fiddly, I'll tell you that. Because it wants you to have it flush with the ends, but it doesn't reach the bottom. So this is definitely a bit of a fiddly one. Oh, Mikey, he did it. He did it at college and things, so. Oh, okay, so even if I get it on me. Dragon, Lord Alan, were your ears burning the other day? Thank you for popping in to say hi. Yes, I was informed Anthony's on. I've just opened the glue and I'm just going to be using it now for the first time. So it should be interesting. I did get told to shake the bottle after. So we should see how it goes. This might not end well, I'm not sure. I don't know, part of me thinks I might do the first one with PVA just to make sure, because this, as I said, I'm not overly keen at the idea of this placement. It wants it flush with the top. But yeah, it doesn't actually touch the bottom, so I'm not sure if that gap is meant to be part of it. I'm just not sure. And with it being so quick drying, I'm just a little worried about it. Oh, you won't believe the amount of times the elector's going off at the minute. Oh, tablet reminders and things. Handy tools, but sometimes a pain in the behind. Yeah, Alan, that's why I'm a little bit nervous on this bit with it being so quick set. I'm not convinced on this here, so I'm possibly gonna leave it for now on somewhere that's so flat. I did do a practice piece after it was just suggested, why don't you use a practice piece? And obviously after saving all the bits from a previous kit. Definitely a eureka moment I hadn't thought of. And that didn't give me any glue there. Oh, now I've got too much. That's for sod law, isn't it? All or nothing, they say, isn't it? So we are going to get this glued in. As I said, it does want it flush with the ends. As I said, I'm not quite sure how that's, whether it's just pushing it together. I'm not entirely sure. Considering we're holding it and it wants it an angle, so you guys can certainly laugh away as I'm trying to get this to work out. It's probably one of those moments that someone else would do it and go, yep, easy, simple, but it's just not wanting to go in with me for some reason. There we go, let's just leave this here for a minute. I'm very glad I didn't use the glue. So, yeah, I'm very glad I didn't use it yet. No, I know that, Rob. It's once it flush up here, this is what's got me. So you've got the gap at the back. But now I put it like that, it looks a bit, makes a bit more sense. But it is fiddly to get it to that. So, because it wants that outer angle as well. We'll see. As I said, I suppose I was lucky with the other one being able to have the practice one. Yeah, see here it is flush where it wants it, just at the back, but then that could be for something else, as for kits always seem to knit together, don't they? I suppose maybe I'm just a bit more nervous because I've not had practice with this one. I suppose the more I do, the more I get used to it. So this is why Rob left it to me. And Alan, place like that and run a bead up. Oh, so you can literally get it in place and then just run the bead down and it should. That's handy to know. I really don't want to stuff up on this bit, so I might do it on the next bit in the section. As I said, it would just be the sod's law that I end up doing something wrong. So this one again is going to go like this. Okay, that bit joined up. So I'm going to get this one glued up as well. Maybe it's one of those, once I actually start using it, I'll feel a lot happier. And I suppose we've always showed you our mistakes as well as our good ones. So even if it does go slightly wrong, you guys can join in laughing with us. So that's not a problem.
Off the next. Go. Go, Nick, go.
Right. Let's put this one together. Make sure we've got that angle out that it wants. And make sure it's level. That was one thing I did learn from the like it was making sure I followed these instructions to a T. Otherwise, it did later on really make a difference. So, hopefully, I suppose at least with 2 in a kit, you can always make a second one if it doesn't go as well. You take care, Alan. I'm sure one day we'll pop over for that cup of tea. I would suggest Rutland Shop, but I think we would all get lost in there for hours, so... Yeah, Rob, I'm definitely going to follow what Alan says. It's this is why we've both always from the start, and we said we're happy for people to share their knowledge and experience with us. And that didn't go at the angle I wanted, so... Anybody feel those kind of days where it's just not working exactly as you want? So I hope it doesn't come later on, because it doesn't actually tell me how wide to be. Because I have noticed here slightly 2 different angles. So I hope it doesn't make much of a difference. Because that's the one thing they haven't actually said is the angle to have it at. It just says an angle outwards towards the end, so at this point in time it's anybody's guess on what that could be. I'm going to try and get them even anyway, because that's at least something. But you guys can all laugh at me trying to figure this out, because no, that just didn't hold, did it? We try that again, guys. This is going interestingly today, to say the least. Maybe I'm just out of practice, though. I don't get on for a few weeks and look at how it goes. There we go, which one have I done that? Take 2. The other take didn't happen, okay, guys? Shh. You never saw anything. I put that in the wrong way. Oh dear. Ugh. Anybody else want to do this finicky bit for me? You come on here to watch a live of it working, and I can't say it is. Trialing on its side, that way you don't need to hold it, just a little weight on top. What kind of weight do we have, Rob? I'm trying to think what we could weigh it down with. Because I know some people have got little weights. I have noticed on some videos, people have actually got weights that they've used, haven't they? As I said, it just worries me slightly that there's no indication of what kind of angle you need to put it at. But I'm assuming at this point it is just a support, so it shouldn't be too bad no matter what it is. Glue bottle would it? Oh, yeah. I'm just not convinced on this angle, and I'm stuffing it up doing it, aren't I? Anybody built this one before? I might put you off doing it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Hope and pray for the best. But one thing it does say is this has to be lined up, so I'll get that lined up and then leave it, because I'm just making it worse, aren't I? I'll leave that for now. And like we said, guys, I'll leave the glue bottle on there for a minute. Because the next bit is the sheet B. Oh, so you think once just go back in with the card glue? That's not a bad idea, because then at least my placement is done. That's a really good shout, to be honest. I suppose at least then I don't have to worry, because that's my only one worry with quick drying, is whether I can get something paid, especially right at the moment. Whether that would, so that's a really good idea. And this is why we'd love you guys giving us your ideas. Cut along the back edge. Right, so it's, well, I don't need to cut that side because it's already, oh, I think on cutting, that is slightly angled, and so is that one. That's very interesting. Let's see if the other one has it. Unless that's just a cut that's gone wrong. I'm not sure, because it says about the score lines, but I don't know if you guys, you can't see because where it is, the actual score in it is further in from a line. No, it's the same this side, so it must just be the design. There. Okay, this isn't indented as much as for bigger bits, but it is more a papery card. It's not quite paper, but it's definitely not a thick card to it. You've got no line up here at your back either, which there we go. And I'm going to have to make a very precise one at the back. This is where my ruler is definitely going to come in handy. Oh, okay, Gerry, I'm glad you know what you're doing. It did worry me there that it was still over. And I'm guessing here as well, you've got this white line at the back, but I imagine that's not part of it, surely. As I said, it's completely different in a way. Yes, I do. Mike, I've got, where have I just put it? I did have it. Oh, it's underneath the paper. I bought this very much at the beginning, especially with using the cutting mat and the blade. because knowing me, otherwise I would have a normal ruler and it would easily be destroyed. So that soon got purchased. Okay, so on next bit, guys, just so you can see if you, so we've built our card support here. Next is the inner roof and wall section. So again, they really do think about the details. You know, you're doing the inside of walls that you don't necessarily see. So maybe that's actually why the card of the back doesn't matter. But it's telling you here to have a stone facing down and then just folding up the little tabs. So, and standing them up. So, and again, it's gone out of picture. I do apologise, guys. It gets a bit hard sometimes when you're doing it to focus on where the camera is. And then so, and then we fix this onto the back of our kit. So this apparently goes onto the back here. Not sure. Okay, I was maybe, why am I looking at this? I'm actually looking back to the picture for this, to be honest. Curve the card into the arch and you'll see the grey tabs fan out. Right. There we go. Fit to the back. Ah. Right. Gotta say, this isn't as straightforward, but place on top and slowly. Yeah, but I'm guessing at this point it's your stonework showing, or is it not? So I'm guessing we're going something like this. But no, wrong way around. Thank you very much. I'm glad, as I said, I'm glad you guys know what you're doing. So we're gluing it here, aren't we? No, I've done it wrong. Oh, jeez, Louise. What am I doing here, guys? I think I've actually folded these the wrong way. No, I haven't. You know, one of those days you just question yourself. So I'm guessing we are going in like that. And the tabs sit onto here. Something like this. So this is where we're going to be going with that one. See, these are fixing tabs. Do we have the covers to actually show? Because it's different covers after, isn't it? I'm so glad I have you guys helping. Oh yeah, because afterwards you've got your tunnel too. I was looking at it thinking that's not what it looks like. So I am going to go ahead and get this glued. Make sure I glue it the right way. Because that attempt didn't work, did it? You guys aren't able to see it again, are you? Yeah, I don't think I'm quite brave enough to use the rocket just yet. We shall see how it goes, eh? Right side looks like it's holding it too straight. Do you mean the angle at the bottom? Because I tried to... And genuinely, Mike, I do appreciate this. As I said, it's not a kit I've... whether I'm just wallpapered out. Because as I said, weirdly on the fixings out, it shows it closer to the inside than it does the outside. This is why it's thrown me a bit. Again, this is PVA. If it goes wrong, I might be able to save it. I'm not sure with rocket glue how easy it is to take things apart. We try this again right way this time. Huzzah, I got it the right way. And my tabs are disappearing inside. Ah, there we go, that just clicked in the right place. There we go. So that is now in place. Let's see if one cut panel not cut. Which panel do you mean? Sorry, Mike. Because here I have managed to get it to fit in now. Now that I've taken the stupidity out of it. It does seem to be fitting nicely, unless to you that looks wrong. As I said, I'm more than happy to as I said, weirdly it wants that flush. There we go. So yeah, this is a bit, it said it wanted flush, which that threw me as well. Angle cards there. Oh, fair enough, Gerry. Maybe it's just me trying to do more than I need to worry about. So I'm just gonna... and glue my tabs down as well, because to be honest, I haven't glued them. Oh, fair enough, Gerry. I just read that as you said that. So once these are stuck on, at least I know that I'm done. I am sorry, guys. This is probably not as well done as the last building. As I said, I think having a little practice kind of helped with that. So you guys are probably used to the different kits and the different layouts and how they go, so... But this is what I know me and Rob have always appreciated, is just that support from you guys. Even down to stupidly telling me to cut glue a certain way or shape the bottle, so... Ah, Mike, you're very much like me and Rob then. I'm not sure he'd want to build a building either. Maybe Sue can get in touch and give me some tips. I'm a page ahead of me, geez. I'm usually don't like reading instructions, but these kits definitely taught me to read them. Andy, it's... I don't know whether I'm losing my will to live or... I've noticed such a difference in this compared to the other one, but I suppose the building, it's all square in a sense, isn't it? This is completely new territory. So I'm just going through, getting everything glued. Like pick 4. Yeah. I've just noticed that one, they're all fanned out, so. And then fig 5 is putting them out together, isn't it? I think I actually skipped a step myself. That might have been what I did wrong, as they say. So again, one thing, don't worry, that does stick out at the back. That was something I looked at and thought, ooh. But just make sure when you're applying, you don't end up pushing it forward. I was going to lean it on there, onto the table, and then I suddenly thought, that's not going to work. So... So me skipping a step has actually worked, has it, Mike? Oh dear. Phew. I told you I don't like reading instructions. I think today might show that. I have noticed, even with just these tabs, you really are starting to get that strengthening up above. So it really is making a big difference. It's crazy what difference a few folds of card actually do, isn't it? So, with our next section, we're almost there. And it hasn't fallen off yet, so I can't be doing it all wrong, can I? I feel like I've not got much done this live. Maybe I should have read it before. Just so I had a slight clue what I was doing before I nipped on. Yeah, Mike, I've got a couple of clips myself. But the only problem I found, if these are from our local shop, Sturmat, was certain parts of a kit, as you go further in, it won't reach. But I suppose clothes pegs are longer, aren't they? So I might have more success with them. So that is another cracking idea. Thank you very much. As you can hear, the lights are going off again at the moment. So there we go. We have managed to save that one. That is looking all good. That's sticking in. It's not falling off, guys. So something's got to be good. Yeah, let's double check on the inside. We are. I am just going to apply some glue on my back now that I've got it in position, just to make sure it sticks. I think the back is important for the sticking just as much as the front. Just giving you that secure hold, isn't it? Because because that's the one thing I didn't do as I was gluing. Making sure the back was just as in place as the front. So we just want to make sure it stays fully rounded. Let's do it there, so I'm just going to get that in there. And I've just realised Rob made me a cup of tea and I don't think I actually drank it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look at some clothes pegs. I definitely think mine are quite short, especially for builds like this. Dave, a very big welcome to our channel, Big Red. I do apologise. I'm getting to know people's names very slowly. I've got to know a couple of people, so I hope I don't offend you if it takes a couple of times of you saying your name for me to remember, but I will try my best. I try and learn at least one alive.
For a couple of months for me.
A couple of months for you. But it is lovely to have you joining us on our channel. And everyone on our channel is lovely and lovely to chat with. So I'm sure you will enjoy the lives as much as we do as well.
Do you want a piece of useless information?
Go on.
Episode 11.
Yes.
21,000 views.
Wow, I don't know. Hoping you can hear this, guys.
Yeah, our previous episode has had 21,000 views and has created more subscribers in 5 days than the rest of it in the previous 3 months. So a massive thank you to any and all of you that are listening in. It really is appreciated. It wasn't the plan to get loads and loads of subscribers. It was about documenting the journey, but without new subscribers, especially with the hints and tips, we'd have made a lot more mistakes than we are currently making.
You mean just me on this build? But look at it, the instructions are so different in a sense compared to that one.
But I did notice someone on there state, you jumped a step.
Yes, I didn't realise I jumped a step. I'd read it the wrong way round. I kind of went down that way. I don't even know why. I went straight to like there. I kind of missed these steps.
Well, you know 5 comes after 4, don't you? You got 4.
I do know.
6, 7.
No, I'm special. I'm very
They say
special.
women are better at multitasking than blokes.
That is not about multitasking. It's about
Yes, we can read.
it's about not wanting to admit I read the instructions. Men just don't read the instructions either.
Excuse me. All I'm saying is, there's at least one guy on there who's just had one over on you.
Most people are still on my side, I hope.
He's scored a point against you.
Oh, that's someone else scoring points against me. Oh dear, what have I started? What have I started here, guys? And Mark Langdon. See, I'm getting there. I will try and remember your name today. Looks very neat and tidy. Thank you so much. Whether I'm not quite sure I feel that myself, but thanks for support. Right. So this is slightly different, this kit. Again, you've got support, I think, on the actual kit rather than on a card support. Yeah, Gerry, I definitely, as I said, I know before with a fire station, I was like, get that door with that 1mm. It really is handy to read to anyone doing Metcalfe. It is one of those you unfortunately have to read the instructions because it doesn't always go right otherwise. So I would definitely, I agree with Gerry there. And Dan, a tip with wooden clothes peg. No, I didn't. I'm wrong to you. Other people, yeah, but not you. A tip with wooden clothes peg. Take one apart and get the spring and flat surfaces are face to face and pinch. Huh. That's not a bad idea. Dan, because the worry is, isn't it, whether a clamp is too harsh? Because that was the only thing with these. I really worried that quite, you know, quite a lot of pressure on them. You can see it just coming off the skin here. And it is a worry, isn't it, whether it's going to indent the actual kit itself. Andy's just said it's all knowledge, however it arrives. Is he still on my side?
Andy is always on your side.
Andy, you're always on my side. That's fine. Yeah, Big Red, I'm just... No idea how... And I've just seen your comment as well with you use elastic bands and PVA. Which would glue. I've got the Rocket Card Glue as recommended. I'm just being a bit of a chicken, really, and I haven't used it yet.
It's a good point about using it to strengthen them.
Yeah, that's definitely... I'm just being a bit of a chicken when it comes to actually doing the first one. I am being chicken, but I'm happy to admit that. Yeah, I completely agree, Gerry. Every day is a school day. You learn something new every day.
I will say though, whilst we're on the subject, guys, of subscribers and what have you, like I said, this wasn't about earning money off YouTube or anything. It was purely about documenting our own journey. But if it does kick off and it does get into the part where we are earning a bit of money off it, we are going to pay it back in the way of, if we're earning money off it, we're going to be running competitions and stuff and giveaways.
Thank you.
Prizes, etc., will be decided at a later point. You know, if we're only earning 20p or something, we're not going to be giving away a prize. But if we're earning a decent amount, we're certainly going to be paying it back to you guys in the way of competitions of models and maybe even locos and things. So please continue to follow us. We just need to get the watch hours up now. We've got the subscribers, and it's that impossible target of 4,000 watch hours that we need to hit for that. But if it does happen, watch this space. We will be giving it back to you.
And then Big Red, Trained in the Attic Richard is another YouTuber who builds Metcalfe kits. Wednesdays is his live stream night. Oh,
Have we got his channel?
I'm not sure.
The gentleman who suggested it can suggest, name the channel.
He has.
Let's go with it.
It's in the comments now. Trains in the Attic Richard. I'm guessing his name's Richard. I don't know. Right, guys, so the next bit of my kit is adding supports to the front before we add the main bits. Although this says that there is bottom support, so I'm not quite sure. Oh, I don't know if it's in the front wall to inner supports. Yeah, I definitely might be watching a few of his. It's definitely thrown me using this kit, to be honest. Because it mentions, but it's definitely different. I prefer the other layout for sure. To be honest, half an hour might be a lot better for you guys. You might be a lot happier with that, but I'm not sure if for tonight I've bored you guys already. So I think I might head off for the night. Possibly prepare myself a bit better. Because it's a different layout of instructions, and because there's two kits, I might look at finishing this one. I'm not sure, but you guys have been brilliant at helping, because it's talking about the front wall, but again, things aren't labelled as such, and that's what, because you've got the front wall here. And then before fitting the front wall to the main strengthener, fit the two long buttress supports, which I've got them here. So these are obviously going, but it's got the top tab. I'm assuming it might be that way. Yeah, I think, yeah, the rocket glue might, yeah, be better off there. I do think that. But, you know, as in one sense, as we've always said, you know, we're happy to show you guys our mistakes. So, in one sense, that's just part of what makes us us, isn't it? Seeing the mistakes and laughing along with us. So, but this wants you to fold the lower supports, but where are the lower supports? Yeah, it's a different complete layout, isn't it? Because I cannot find little square ones like that. Oh, there we go. I found them. There we go. I'm definitely out of practice with this, guys. I was just looking for the supports. I was kind of reading my next bit as well to make sure I put it in the right place. And yes, Rob, I know I can count. It was just this bit that was throwing me. I was kind of seeing the next step 9 and wondering where on earth those were. And I could not see them. And then all of a sudden, I've seen it. I suppose that's possibly why they tell you to get everything apart before you start building it. But as I said, Rob does like his desk, so I don't want to take away his desk from him completely with all of this sitting here. So that's part of the reason I don't. Now, what I might do is use this rocket glue. I can actually give it a taste on something that isn't going to go completely wrong, is it? I see how people mean by quick sealing, because now that's already sealed. So if anybody has any tips on the storage of it, because otherwise you really are going to go right down and you're going to get a bigger hole. So I really don't get the best way to use it and store it. Because as I said, otherwise you're just completely cutting. Oh, no, there we go, it went. Maybe I can just use the pin. I spoke too soon. Ah, that's a lot better. So I'm just going to use this rocket glue here and see how it goes. As I said, to me it is still more watery than the PVA, but that could just be me getting used to it. So I have to make sure I use a lot less as well. But it's all a learning curve. I'm sure you guys will tell me so. Ah. Yeah, today is definitely not one of my better lives, so I do apologise to everyone. Ah, big red. Rob, this is kind of for you. I know we say about your sidetracking, but build them, add the lights in as you go. Yeah, I've just realised actually just gluing that it doesn't need as much as the PVA, does it? So I definitely am not going to apply that much in future. Just a little tiny amount. This is why I'm kind of glad I've done this and not such a small bit that needs it. You know, like before, I would have got it everywhere. So I really appreciate you guys with your comments, and I probably seem really stupid tonight, but, you know, I'd rather ask for help than struggle on. And as I said, everyone's just shown their support here, so... And that's the great thing as well, if I'm not using as much glue. No, that's true, Rob. And at least your fire station, which we previously built, is still open, so you can get the lights in there. Mike, yeah, it does seem a little bit better consistency. I don't know whether the PVA I've been using is quite a thick one. So I don't know whether that's just purely me being used to the thicker consistency of the PVA. Could just be the more I use it, the more I do get used to it. And I suppose I've just been used to wallpaper paste consistency the last couple of weeks. So Mike, this is why I use my mat, my purple mat. It saves his desk, and I do have a desk of mine that is a glass top, but unfortunately it would be a lot of glass we need because it's a corner desk. I do love this desk layout, but I'm not sure where we would get the glass to fit it, and that's when it can get a bit expensive, isn't it? So the next part in this kit is the supports that go in here, and again they mention flush to the top, so I'm going to make sure I'm going to put my big girl pants on this time and actually use the rocket glue to see how it goes. So we shall. As you can see, there is a gap at the bottom once you get it flush. I'm assuming that is for your little ones we've made up there. Read number 8. Yeah, that's these ones. It has said here, Gerry, just making sure it's flush to the sides and the top. As I said, it's something I'm very cautious on now. Now that I made that mistake with the fire station, I am really careful about making sure that, you know, I just make sure everything's lined up in the correct place. It really, I was lucky with that door. I managed to save it. But it's definitely something I am going to make sure in future I'm just so cautious about. Oh, I see what you mean about that rocket glue. It just instantly sticking. Which is a lot easier than waiting for the PVA, isn't it? So you do have a slight manoeuvrability. So if you do go slightly wrong, you can just quickly line it back up. But yeah, it's such a difference. So just catching up with a few comments. Big Red, just that's wrong. What do you mean that's wrong, Gerry? Hi, Jam. Hope you're keeping well. I'm not having as good a night tonight. I've got it dialed now. From the front roll to the inner. See, this is what's lost me. I'm not as good with this kit. I'm really not. Because that, for me, it says the front roll, but because it doesn't have the markings on, this is why I was a little bit dubious. This is why it threw me. I think, as I said, maybe I shouldn't be doing this tonight. Because, yeah, I was looking at the front roll. Ugh. It's really not a good night for this, is it, guys? Oh, well. I can't say that I will try my best to see if I can get this off just very, very slightly. So there's me, big pants, and using the rocket glue, and I got it on the one that mucked it up. Oh dear. Well, you can't say, guys, that we don't keep you laughing with the comical moments, so trust me to use the better, stickier glue and get it wrong. But I do appreciate you guys' help. I really do. Just, there we go. It gives us all something to laugh at, doesn't it? Maybe tonight is not the night for me, you know. It has been a long couple of weeks, I suppose. So I am just going to take this off very carefully. Whether people are looking through there. Yeah, that's what I mean. It is Mike Langton, isn't it? It's the fire station ones that I found a lot easier, but this, whether it's a newer style or an older style, this is a lot more confusing, to be honest. It has thrown me because, at least in these instructions, you can very clearly see the printed side. You know, it shows you even down to the details, the colours. It shows you where the print and making sure you're on the outline. So I don't know whether this is an older kit because it hasn't got it. But it is definitely something that I will keep. No, it's... Maybe I should have done one of these kits first. I'm kind of glad the fire station wasn't like this then. Does anybody know why they're so different on the instructions? And I do appreciate your support, guys. I'm just chuckling here, you know. I use the glue thinking, yeah, it's perfect. It's where it should be. I'm just taking this, obviously, off very carefully because I don't really want to have to waste the kit here. But obviously, with it being this guard glue, I think I'm starting to see how well it works. Yeah, it's... Does anybody know whether it's a newer style, an older style? Whether it's... Or whether it just depends on the kit? Because it has from it, even the writing is different. Hold on, I've locked myself out. You know, I can get if it's an older style why they've changed it. Sorry, I'm getting that. I was right with them. I am sorry, Langdon. I will try and get there. Yes, I know I'll be replacing it, but I kind of don't want to. I really don't want to use that glue now. I just wish my blade was a little bit longer. The glue's right where the blade can't reach. Now, how's that for sod's law? That, or I'm going to cut myself, which I don't know how YouTube goes about blood on a video, so... I'm trying very, very carefully here. I don't know whether some people just rip it off, but I am trying to save it. I feel like I'm getting there. Because obviously we're writing, and because this is getting stickered on it, I'm kind of glad it wasn't the printed bit I put it onto. That could have looked a lot worse. I'm just going to try and get this smooth again, just so that doesn't affect it. Should we try this again, guys? I'm going to put that out of the way for now. And try this again. Yeah, and I know reading back it now, I'm looking at it like, oh, it does say it. But I do appreciate you guys' support. I really do. And hopefully I'm giving you a little giggle over it as well. If I can make you laugh, that's all that matters. Rob's probably thinking, I'm so glad I'm sat away upstairs at the moment. The only problem of doing the lives is Rob sees the mistakes that I've done, so I can't just go, oh, it all went well. Why can't I treat myself? It would make it, at least it means I wouldn't have to bother anyone else. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on these, especially this layout in future. I think that's what's thrown me, is I have gone from a kit that it was all, you know, it was all pictured and, you know, the walls and details were on, and this is just completely blank. It's definitely a difference. Definitely something I'm going to take forward with me next time. But once again, as I said, guys, I really do support you. You're supporting all of this. Right, let's catch up with a few comments before I go wrong again. Oh, Mike, I'm awful. Health and safety would have a field day with me. Gerry, 10-point score to you over Grace. Oh dear, you've both got yourself. That's the thing, isn't it? Health and safety just goes out the window for us all, I think. Oh yeah. Oh look. It's here very clearly, guys. Oh dear. Oh, here we go again, guys. I do apologise. I think the dog's bumbling down. Right, before I go, guys, I'm guessing I've got the right point. Before I use this glue again, because I'm not sure it would survive another peeling. But yeah, that's definitely what threw me, was without the stickers on there. Hello. The doggy's come to say hello. Hey, beautiful. Yes. Yeah, even the dog's telling me what to do, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to use the rocket glue. Should we pretend the last one never happened? Should we just pretend that? Let me try this again.
Did we step up?
No, it was your imagination.
You know that's permanently recorded, don't you?
I know it's permanently recorded. So everybody can have this laugh, and it just did not go quite to plan.
And then Gerry can share the video in 12 months' time and say, this is not how to do it.
Yeah, anybody can share it and say, this is not how to do it.
Yeah, I want Gerry to do it.
Oh dear. Right, guys, I have my gap at the bottom as well. Yeah, I know. I got that bit right, didn't I? I got that there was a gap at the bottom for these. At least got that. The actual main part of it, however, I kind of left that out, didn't I? Just called me a half job Harry, maybe. That's a saying, isn't it?
That's better.
Sorry.
I said that's better.
Oh dear, guys. I don't think Rob's going to live this down, you know.
I remember what they said about putting the top on the bottle.
Oh, let's get this on first, because it's very quick drying, isn't it? I've got that to both, but oh, and then I'm using it straight away to there we go. Hey, we did it right. Nothing happened before. It was in the right position before, okay, guys? So we then glue our bottom steps on. I am thoroughly impressed with how this glue, it is amazing. I've got to say, I thank you for recommendations with it. And it's going to be interesting now. I'm guessing you only need a very thin bit because of how quick this attaches. There we go. That is incredible, isn't it? How quick it actually goes. And that fits flushly with that. Well, we can say I've used it now properly. My sense of humour. Yeah, I'll keep that. Losing my marbles. I lost them a while ago. Ah, Rob's just in the other room, jam with Mam. Not intentionally rhyming there. He's just helping her out because she's still getting her, bless her. But I will pass it on as soon as he comes back in. I will let him know what you've just said. I'm glad you've been enjoying them though. We did this, you know, at first just to document the journey, but as I said, we've just been overwhelmed. It just felt like last week we just put, oh, we've reached 500 subscribers, you know, brilliant and all that. And then it literally in a matter of days shot to 1K, to the point, you know, people were commenting and saying, you know, because we do post on the community tab, and they said 500, but you're 1K. And it literally did just go overnight. We could not believe it. Make sure. Right. So, should we try this again now, guys? Let's actually get this fit. I'm just going to smooth this out again. Kind of. Oh, this just brings me back to the wallpapering. Doing this just to make sure it's all smooth. But you won't see it when it's underneath. I just want to make sure that I've got that smoother surface just to make sure everything fits flushly. I know I have gone into some of it, but I have bought some of a previous card with me from it, so I think that's as good as we're going to get, despite my mistake. Let's glue this on. Now, I'm guessing, guys, it goes this way and not that way. Yeah, Gerry, that's all we've ever wanted to be, you know, is it was the same when I created my drawing pages. It's actually, you know, we're documenting it anyway, and we want to have a laugh. Me and Rob, we're always like this with each other anyway. That is not put on for the cameras. We constantly have our patience in stitches just because it's who we are. And if we take the mickey out of each other, well, brilliant, you know. It gives people something to laugh on a day they might not find they would have. But, you know, as Rob said earlier, if we manage to get any kind of income from it, I know that's all some people care about. But if we do, then obviously we'd like to get in a position to give back to the community that helped us get there. And, you know, it would be nice. It would help towards us being able to get those things. The wallets might not necessarily be able to fund sometimes with work not always being all the time. But, you know, we're just us at the end of the day. You know, I don't believe in being fake and people with filters and things like that. I don't get the point in it. We're becoming a very fake world on social media, I find. And that's not something we want at all. You know, we just want to be that real. We show you the mistakes. We show you the muck-ups. And that's why tonight, you know, some people might have done the live and go, no, I'm not going to post it. But I'm going to post it if it gives people the laugh to go, you know what, she messed up, but she got there. She got it on. And, you know, there's no point showing the people just for good. We'd rather show people the bad mistakes and how we then got to where we did. That's what it's about. Is we always said, you know, if we can help just one person in their journey, because, you know, the further we're getting along, the more we're getting to learn. And that for us is hopefully something we can pass on our knowledge as people have passed on theirs to ours. It's It's all about having fun. If you can't laugh at yourself, you have no right. No, exactly, Gerry. You know, I'm a first to take the mickey out myself. And like you said, how can you do it to others if you can't yourself? It's just not, it's not on, is it? So I think, I don't know, guys, do you think we should end it there for today? I realise it's already been quite a long episode. So I do thank you for sticking with me. We've only got a couple of steps left, but they are quite fiddly, aren't they? For something so small, for something so quick, it seems as if they've actually rushed these. Mike, when I found your channel, it was you guys were in the same level as building. And that's what it's about, you know, Mike, whether people are ahead of us, and we've had so many people, you know, offer us tips and give us hints and tricks, and that's helped us a lot. But then in the same sense, if we've got people at the same stage as us, maybe if people are discouraged with how things are going, they're going to see us and go, well, I'm at the same stage, they've got past it, maybe I can. And then in the same sense, when people are new to starting, we had someone comment the other day about how they were thinking of getting into the model railways. So, you know, even if we're not doing everything the correct way, the most brilliant way, then I definitely think, you know, if we can help just one person, that's all that matters. And if we can make people laugh, and if not, if nothing happens with it, it's documented so we can look back at it. You know, that's a big thing for us. Big red, what you see is what you get. Yeah, that's true. That's very true with me. And as you see tonight, it's not been as good a night. It's not gone as perfect. But we've got there. We've managed to fix it before it went bad. So that's all that matters. And I am going to use one of my previous tips about glue and realise it hasn't glued there. So I'm going to go in with car glue now it's attached. Ah, so Gerry, it gets even more fun, does it? Is it maybe worth me leaving it for another day then, if even the most simple ones haven't worked as well for me tonight? Maybe I should wait until it's obviously going in a bit better. And I can see I've used way too much glue there. Maybe I just need to get used to the amount of glue as well. It's certainly a lot less than your PVA, isn't it? So again, it's been a learning curve tonight. If I'm dubious of a step, do not use a rocket card glue because it'll be a pain to get back off. And don't use as much glue. Rob, when you're in there, we've missed a comment. Well, you've missed a comment. Jam has actually said it to both of us. While you're both here, just going to say I've been enjoying your videos a lot. Just discovered the channel recently. So then we've kind of been talking about how we're just who we are.
Oh, cheers, Jam. That's really appreciated, mate. Honestly, we said earlier to the other guys, the regulars, we haven't set out to get subscribers or anything like that. It's about documenting our journey, but people like yourself are really, really genuinely hand on heart appreciated.
So, Langdon, Mark, please tell me I've got it right this time. Wish you documented it from the start. It's good that you're documenting it from where you are, I suppose. It's one of those things that it's not always something we think about until we see it, is it? And when it's just for yourself, I've done a few, especially with my drawings, because that's what I was doing before being heavily involved with this, is I used to time-lapse the work that I'd done. But even then, I would have some days that I wouldn't do anything. Maybe take a picture of the progress, and that was it. And sometimes for me, it's good to stick off of having to record it. You feel a bit up pressure, and I know we've done things in the shed sometimes that we've not always recorded, and the main reason we're doing these kits is obviously we've noticed there's not a big online presence of them. So again, in hoping to help people to see how they are to build, won't make the same mistakes I've made. But obviously as we go to other kits, they will probably be made completely by myself. And Barnabas, a very good evening to you. I hope you're keeping well, Jason. Rob's just nipped upstairs, so I don't know if he'll see it straight away. So, oh, Mike, let's be honest, I'm a female. Of course I've got a nail file. Hello, doggo. She's all right down there if you want. If you want her not to disturb her, I'll bring her up. She just wanted fusses, didn't she? Sorry, guys, the doggies wanting fuss. Are you staying here or going up with Mama? What are you doing? Make your mind up. What are you doing? Go with Mummy. Go, goes.
That way.
Worse than a little kid, I swear. If I get them right. Yeah, if I get them right, Rob. This is true. Hopefully my mistakes will help anybody else. Yeah, Big Red, I've definitely noticed the community is just amazing. You know, they helped. Even you guys tonight. It's been awful tonight. It's not really gone well, but you guys have been a big support of it. So it is really appreciated. You know, without this community, we wouldn't even be where we are now. And Jason, you'll be dropping in there. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on, Jason. I am kind of getting people say to go step 10. I'm a little bit...
Go for it. Complete one side if you want.
Yeah, true. Not every... I've said to everyone else, it doesn't matter, you know, if people on the live watch it and people don't after, it's their choice, isn't it? As long as you guys are happy to stick around for a bit. When you want to go, just tell me and I'll end the live.
As long as you listen to Gerry.
Yeah, Gerry, actually, Gerry, you can stay until it's done if you don't mind. You seem to be helping me with this, so... Everyone else, you can go if you want, but Gerry, you're not allowed to.
You can't say things like that to the others.
No, they can go if they want to go. I'm saying Gerry's not allowed to.
You can't tell the others to go.
No, go if they want to. He's twisting my words now, guys. Not that he ever does that.
Guys, she says you can go, but I say you can stay. Listen to me, not her.
Jason, yes, I've actually used it tonight. We got it from Denby. So we've actually started using it tonight. Didn't go as well because I glued the wrong bit. I've used the glue, put the big girl pants on, used the glue, and then glued it in the wrong place. So I realised how well it does stick and how quick it takes to dry, so...
I'm sorry, but did you just say the word in your own words wrong?
No, you're mishearing things, dear.
All right.
Yeah, you're hearing things.
Jason, she stuffed up. Even though Gerry was trying to help her, she stuffed up.
And Gerry just said his bill's in post. Oh, dear.
Tell him so's the rubber check.
Yeah, Rob said there's a rubber check for you. We'll pop it in tomorrow. Ah, you do photography as well, Jason. I never realised that. I don't know if you've noticed on our profiles that we do as well. We've got a wedding to shoot next month as well. I'm just catching up with comments, guys. Because I hate if I miss any, so I'm trying not to. And yeah, Jam, that's what we find so important. We'd rather show his stuff up, have a laugh about it. And, you know, it's what it is, isn't it? Mike, I don't know whether I want to get on Sue's bad books. I call it a nail file, but yeah, it is known as an emery board as well. I've always just called it a nail file. Maybe I'm not as posh. That might be it. I'm a bit too common. Lord Allen, we're commoners anyway, so... there we go. Let's just read. I think we've caught up. I think. I'm sorry if I've missed anyone. So we are going to go on step 10. I know I just told above there is 2 different ones. So let's add to the confusion. Oh yeah, left and right. Making it so much easier, isn't it? Let's find it on our... kit. And I find I go blind as soon as I look at these. So There we go. Oh, should we pick one at a time? Because I honestly don't really see the difference here, to be fair. Does anybody else? So let's do one at a time and not just get out both. Usually I would just do both, but no way am I getting this wrong. The way the night has gone. I want to make sure I don't get this wrong. Because knowing me, I would mix up my right and my lefts. And it's not come apart. I always find when cutting these, there's just that one bit that doesn't want to cut off, isn't there? There we go. Right, we're doing the right one, guys. What comes after 10? Bedtime? No, you don't need it on your boots. You have it on your hands. You've got a nail. This is the simple way you know it, isn't it? I don't need that. Right, so we're doing the right. Study them carefully, and you notice that the side walls have different widths. Right. A narrow edge folds around and fits against the inside. The wider of this left. So, okay. It's right, okay. Yes, I do notice that. So when you're doing it, even if you mix up, guys, as I've just read here, hopefully I'm going to help people understand the instructions a bit better. These sides actually have two different thicknesses. So the inside to your tunnel, so if you're, say, doing the right one, the inside, this side wall is thinner than the outside wall. So this is how you know if you mix them up, as long as your inside side is thinner. You can see here, this ends here, and the edge covers the top. So you know, even if you've forgotten which one's which, taking them both apart, which they tell you to at the beginning, I maybe wouldn't, you've got that as your backup. So at least there's a chance that, unlike me, you don't glue the wrong one. Oh, Gerry, you know what, Gerry? You should just be here with me doing it. Gerry, guys, if the comment... We don't know if the comments always show or they don't. So if they aren't showing and you're watching this, if you're still sticking around after this long, Gerry was saying to me there, the buttresses, as I've just said, the difference in thickness on the sides. So, Gerry, thank you for being my guardian angel tonight. You certainly are. Making sure I don't go any further wrong. So, I'm glad to know that I have done that right. So, again, I'm liking this rocket glue. I really am. As I said, it's not as much needed. That's the bit that's taken getting used to. But it does dry so quick. Because you'd be worried. Usually, when I do my PVA, I've got to make sure it's all completely covered for it to stick. But I'm finding even just a thin line, and I need to speed this up because it is quick drying. A thin line, and that's enough to keep it stuck down. So let's get this stuck before it dries. Making sure everything is flush. Hey guys, I did the next step and I did it right. I know that is a big thing for me tonight. Just making sure that glue has stuck. Because if you're like me and take a little while, you might need to re-stick it. As I think I'm finding I might have to do. Yep, it's not quite stuck, so I obviously did that side too slow. No, the whole thing is not sticking. What have I done wrong here, guys? Oh dear. That did not stick at all. So I've glued the wrong bit, basically. Oh, you're enjoying this. Yeah, Gerry, you've got it. I've definitely put the glue in the wrong place. This is where it gets interesting now. To make sure I can glue this quick enough. It's just on the edging here, isn't it? And I'm sorry if this is not in view, guys. Obviously, time is not my friend with how quick this glue dries. So I've really got to get this quick to make sure that it glues and sticks. That is my only worry with this glue, is just how quick they say it takes to dry. So I do like the other idea that someone mentioned earlier of PVA and then the other to strengthen it. So let's try this again and hope this time I've glued it in the right place. Feels a lot firmer. I think I might have done it this time. I just did along the edges very quickly. Oh, I was doing so well. Yeah, definitely, Rob. Gerry is definitely tonight's diamonds. Whenever I'm doing kits, Gerry, I would definitely love you to take part, because you seem to have a better knack at this than me. So, yeah, this is true, Gerry. I know now just to glue along the edges. Oh, again, it's still not sticking. So whether I've just taken too long, that is the one. I think that's my one problem, is with how dubious I am. Possibly I'm not gluing it quick enough with how quick it takes to set, or whether that's just getting used to the gluing of it. So how is this glue when it dries? Oh, Gerry, are you actually building this at the moment then? If you're only on the next page of instructions. Jan. Oh dear, there's always one, isn't there, that turned around and say you've done it wrong. You're reading my book. How are you reading my booklet? Have you got it online or something, Gerry? Because I've not skipped a step. I've not skipped a step this time. Right, let's cut the left one, which we could have done anyway. Oh, okay, I didn't realise you could download them. That's handy to know if you ever lose them, that you've at least got that chance of being able to still make the kit. That is really handy. I'm sorry, guys, you probably won't see this just for cutting for a minute. It's because of where the camera is. My head gets in my way. It's definitely not a big head with how these kits have gone. But hopefully this is, I'll say practice run for the one that's going on the layout. This is Rob tells me he wants both of them, and yeah. With Gerry's help, I shall be fine. And Gerry, yeah, it's... Oh, I did not know that, Gerry. As I said, the fire station is the first ever kit I've come into touch with. We have a booklet of the kits they were selling, but I can't say I've ever really looked on their website. So that's handy to know. But yeah, laugh along and definitely laugh along with me. That's what I'm here for. As I say, I'm here all night. The way this is going, it could well be all night. I'm sure people will want to go if it takes that long, though. So I really need to get into this knack of trying to glue quicker, because that's the only problem. How do you guys do this with needing? I'm guessing I could do one side and then just So you've got to make sure that placement is spot on, haven't you? If I do it bit by bit. Oh no, we've got it at the top. That might actually be a better way of making sure it sticks. Oh dear, Rob. I'm in the doghouse, guys. I'm not allowed up until it's done. Oh, Gerry, that's really handy, especially, isn't it? When you need to see if you can fit it in. You desperately want it, but if you can actually buy it, so it's handy to know that, isn't it? Let's apply glue on the next bit. I am literally doing this bit by bit, guys, because, as I said, I'm not quite there with the glue amount, and that just really came out at me. As I said, it's just getting used to this consistency. Oh, I'm really not a fan of it, but it works really well. That's the problem, isn't it? Oh, and it's come apart. There was me thinking I did so well here, guys. This is definitely a laughable night, I think. I think some people will be glad they tuned in just because of how funny it is. So let's hope this side at least sticks. Cheap night's entertainment. Well, I suppose we always said if we can make people laugh, that is all that matters. We're definitely keeping you guys entertained tonight, I'm sure. But I've been told I'm not allowed to go to bed until it's done. I need to get a drink in a minute, though. I am. So whether Rob will come down and maybe have a chat with you guys, I don't know. He just kind of leaves this part to me. I know he gets involved on the messages and that. But he did say to me he wouldn't really do the kits. And now I suppose I get why. I do understand it. So let's read through the comments. With faith you will get some sleep tonight. I hope I get some sleep tonight, Mike. And Jason just sent Rob a picture. I'm sure he'll show me in a little bit. He's upstairs at the moment. Probably a good thing. When I start something, I'm gonna put it. Yeah, that's the only problem, Big Red. I'm still. What did you say your name was again? I'm sorry. I'll try and learn 2 tonight. Now that I've got marked. But you know, it's definitely a learning curve. That did not go where I wanted it. There we go. Oh, guys, it's been a pain enough with wallpaper paste. Maybe I really shouldn't have done this until I'd recovered from that. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of sarcasm there from Rob and Jason. I didn't realise you were a photographer, but looks like you've got such a hard working tonight, I'm guessing. You have to show me after, Rob. Well, guys, let's start together. We got there. Do we go to the next step? Or have you guys had enough of me yet? Did I say somewhere about cheap entertainment as well? If I did reply to it, it's just... Big Red Dave. I will try and remember. I've already got one tonight, so it might be pushing it. This is just me, but I do try and remember people's names. It's important to me. I don't know, Rob. With you saying that, I still get a hint of sarcasm. You have to prove it to me. But yeah, hopefully this guy is some nice entertainment for you on a Friday night, because there's usually nothing on TV. Everybody knows a Dave. This is true. I do know a Dave, so hopefully I use that to remember now.
Jason was struggling.
Right.
That's really struggling.
That is. It's.
I just want some water.
Yeah, I was thinking of going and getting one while you sit here chatting to everyone for a minute.
Oh yeah, okay, go for it.
So we're going to do a swap. Anybody tell me if he tries to do this. Although if he does it better than me, he's finishing it. I will be back momentarily, guys.
Yeah, right. As if I'm going to try and attempt this bloody thing. I'm going to have a look at it though. I will have a look at it. Yeah, Jace, you do seem to be working really, really hard there, mate. I can't remember the last time we went, because of COVID, we had most of our weddings cancelled, and we had a wedding booked in Liverpool for, I think it was March 2020, and we've kept in contact with the bride constantly. We've got that one in about 5 weeks' time, I think it is. It'll be good to get back behind the camera, to be honest. Yeah, Barnabas. Yeah, Jason, yeah. You've actually already sent the evidence showing that how much you're struggling. Big Red, yeah. Everyone knows a Dave. Well, my middle name's David, so it's a good name, ain't it? Right, do I dare look at this? I'm going to tidy some pieces. Don't snitch. Don't snitch on me. Yeah, I've got to say, these do look all right, don't they? We've got one section. I don't know if you've, for those of you who've seen the videos, next to the awful, and I am saying awful, Hornby Bridge. If you get one, just don't get one, basically. It's cheap. It's not cheap. It was £46 original proper price. It's nasty. It's not something you'd pay a tenner for. If I'm honest, these Metcalfe kits, although being plastic, are actually far better quality. But near that bridge, there's a raised area where the lower inside rail will be going in one side of that and coming out the other side, and then looping back round. So with this one, it's going to be all right. You've got the buttresses here. This one of them will be all right to have the buttresses on, but when it swings back to the other side, there's another raised area. The issue I've got is the track might be here, and I think the edge of the layout is actually here, so I'm not sure if the buttresses will be able to be fixed. But I'm sure we can do something, even maybe not have the, if I can get away with not having to put them at an angle. Maybe straight on, but that one, I don't know. Sorry, I thought Grace was coming back through. But yeah. So, Jace, are you just on a break or something on this shoot of yours? I'm trying to read through the rest of the comments. I'm one of those, I can't put it down. Yeah, I think it'll look, Gerry, I think it'll look nice on the far side. But I'm not sure if I would like them on there, but I'm not sure if they will be able to fit on there on the other side, because as I say, it's pretty close to the edge of the structure. Jam, not really impressed with any of the Hornby structures. They seem like relics from half a century ago. Well, funny enough, when I did the video, well, Grace did a small live of the stickers, and I did a video of the building of it, and the actual part, someone actually commented saying that the actual mold for the plastics was from the 1970s. So that didn't impress me, but the actual overall thing was what was it? They're not buttresses. The actual plastic. I've got the word buttresses from this now. The plinths, if you like. They come in two parts for no reason whatsoever. So you've got to glue them together, but according to the instructions, it's basically the stickers that hold the two parts together. The stickers didn't stick very well, and then the actual, I can never remember, the downlinks of the suspension bridge, the chains or whatever they're called, I had to glue, super glue each one individually because the clips were being useless. Wheels and ratio plastic kits, Langton Road. I'm going to take a look at that because, as I say, that's the first and last Hornby piece that I'm going to be buying. I really wasn't impressed with it. As I say, Grace did all the stickers, and then the stickers were peeling off the next morning, and then we just basically had to go in with glue and everything. Anyway, your favourite person is back. So I am going to go and have a look for, what is it, Wheels and Ratio Plastic Fix. Thank you, Langton Road. So I'll pass you back to Grace.
I don't know whether they want to be passed back to me with how this is going, but Friday night entertainment, I think. Now, obviously, we're doing a live tonight. We're not actually going to be doing a live tomorrow. I know Saturdays is usually the day one. Sometimes we do it when Mum goes to the care home, but also we have training for work tomorrow. So that, and then finishing off the wallpaper, and then it should all be done. So I'm just going to read through the comments that I've missed. But I'm guessing you've given Rob more kits to look at, so. Coffee break, yep. Have you got any apple pie? Because you were making my apple pie the first, was it the first or second live, Gerry? But I think, yeah, Jam, it's always better when you've got people that have actually done things to design them. I don't know who the story of Metcalfe, it would be interesting to look at it. But yeah, we're going to hopefully finish this tonight. But look here, we're at 11. I can count. So the top of the tunnel has a stepstone strip topped with wall stones. Start with the lower top strip and fix the upper top stone strip on top. So they're flush along the back edge. Let's find these at the kit to make sure I get the right ones. Maintenance, And Gerry, I'm going to be needing you help again, I think. Yeah, so I will top stone strip, and they're together anyway. So, oh, I just hit myself with a phone. Sorry, you guys are shaking with me. Let's get this cut and start sticking it together. I find every time I cut a bit out, there's always one bit that wants to stick. So this top one fits on top of the lower. So let's make sure I get this the right way round. Oh, sorry guys. The upper and lower. So it wants it to be very even. This is very finicky this way. So I'm just going to have a rough line up. A handy thing is I think you can get them lined up with the bottom. There is a slight gap, but I have noticed you do have the lined, which you would hope would add up, but it doesn't seem possibly that they do. Again, it's not as clear on these instructions. Lift hand towards the camera to bring it back into focus. There we go, Mike. Is that in focus for you? Because it mentions about having a gap. So I've got a gap there. but not a gap this side. It seems to be very finicky. It's flush at the back, which is the main thing it wants. And then it wants a gap the whole way around. So I think I might use the PVA for this one. Just to make sure. At least then I have a slight amount of slide on it. Because I would have said to line them up. But then they're not. I am grateful for the help, totally. But it looks like it's an ever so small gap for these to line up. Longest edge is flush with a small gap. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find, is the line where it ends up so they're all flush. Because I would have thought the lines match up, but they don't actually. I suppose that's one thing that would have helped. Is if you fit it one side, the other side hasn't got it. So I definitely am going to do PVA with this one, I think. And we'll just see how it goes. I think I do not trust myself with the other. Because knowing me, I will get one side nice and the other side won't be. So PVA is definitely being used on this one. So I'm just going to stick it on there. And that is what I like about the PVA. You do have that manoeuvrability. But I am going to make sure that is flush at the top. See, it's now over one side. It makes the gap look a lot bigger on the picture. That is for sure. I'm sorry if this goes out of view. I've just got to make sure I get it nice and flush. And it's moved there, so I think I've got it there. Maybe a touch more upwards. But as you can see, there's not a lot of gap. The picture itself makes it look like there's a much bigger gap than what you actually seem to get. And I'm just making sure this black is flush. And possibly here, you're going to have to add an extra bit of PVA. Because that is not flush. But the PVA does mean I can just play around with it a little. So I definitely think going forward I'm going to use both the glows, but for slightly more fiddly bits like this, until I've had a better work with kits, I think I'm safer using both. Oh, okay, Gerry, yeah, that's a really good idea. And Mark, I think, yeah, we I think there was just so much to see when we went into Rutland that it was very hard to focus really on anything. As I said, we were in there about an hour and a half. And I think next time we go, there will still be more that we see that we perhaps didn't see this time. And he's left his phone down here. Bear with me, guys. That's just going to keep going off. Why is it not go? There we go. Well, one thing about iPhones, if you lose your phone, you can always ping it.
Sorry, didn't realise it was down here.
As soon as it went off, I thought you brought your phone up. You brought your phone down and forgot about it. Arthur, hello. You've missed a very comical evening. Things not going quite to plan, but we're always happy to show, you know, that it doesn't always go perfect every time. So the wall has 2 sections to it. The first section folds in half along the edge. Second is to the first. Right, so which walls are we going for here, guys? Let's make sure I get this right, because again, it just doesn't seem as clear as what bits you need. So this is the only thing. And I do need Rob. Actually, did you say you didn't want the side and wing walls, actually, Rob? I do need you to let me know on that. I can't remember if you said we needed them for this one or not. Wall has 2 sections to it. See, it says the wall has 2 sections to it, but front, rear, top wall, right. It says to make 3 layers. Ah, there we go. I found the right bit. Yeah, Big Red, we certainly weren't shopping around at first. It was a lot of Amazon. And we have definitely learned as we've gone along to look around. But I think sometimes that just initial excitement of getting going, isn't it? And not really knowing the best places to go. And again, thanks to you guys, we've got to know of quite a few of them. So guys, let's hope I get this right. For some reason it's come apart. Let's fold in half. Fold in half along the edge. Oh, it's completely going there. This portion of the rear back wall. Back and glue to the back of the wall to make double thickness, then fix. Oh, so it is okay. Fit on this side to make a wall double-sided and 3 layers thick, right. Right, I think I'm taking my time on this one and doing a little bit better. Although it says about back and front, does it really matter once you've got it all fixed what's the front and back? Because I don't really see an indicator as to what is and what isn't on this one. Andy, very good evening. I've noticed it's nice to see people popping in even later at this stage. We've had a comical evening. It will be available to watch. As I said, we always like to show our mistakes, so it will be on if you do want to catch the beginning of the live and the fails that came with it. A very big shout out to Gerry this evening, who has definitely been my guide in doing this. It's a different layout kit from the fire station, so I've noticed I have had to concentrate a lot more. Concentrating hurts, you see. So yeah, it's definitely because whether it's an older or newer kit, it doesn't actually show you the brickwork that you have on your pieces. So it definitely takes more concentration to make sure you have the right bit. Gerry, you won't be able to get through your bedroom doorway, but Mrs. will have to get your bed on the sofa, yeah? If your bed big head that big. But it is appreciated, it truly is. But I already made a mistake here, Andy, of the support in here. I glued to the wrong bit, so we're able to save it. But yeah, that definitely was one of my mistakes. And I'm having a play with the glue that I was recommended before. Stupidly, the first time I had the bottle to use it was the part where I went wrong, sod's law. But as I said, I did manage to get it apart to fix that, so all is not completely lost. So we're just doing this part correctly. I made sure I took my time to read. Although if someone comes through now and said, oh, you've done it wrong, I would probably cry. But that's the fun of it, isn't it? Andy, it's just for us. We do like the lives as a way to get to talk to people. And yeah, I did have the initial thing of maybe I shouldn't have gone live, but we've always been straight and honest with you guys, even at the mistakes. So, and everyone seems to be sticking around, so it can't be all wrong tonight. It is appreciated how everyone is sticking in and watching. So, is it better than Friday night entertainment? I'm guessing so. Ah, that's not a bad shout. Don, tapping them on the surface, yeah. I suppose because you've got that little bit of movement, you can still play with it. That being said, obviously, I've used the rocket glue again, so a bit late now, but I will definitely look at that for future. Yeah, Jam, shows and exhibitions. I don't know, it's like even the scenic stuff. I was looking at the bags and what seemed at price of like £2, £3 didn't seem that bad, but when we went to Rudland and you're looking at the shop and you're getting a bigger bag for under £2, and the vehicles as well. Don't get me wrong, lovely couple, but we did find the vehicles cheaper as well, so it's definitely one we will be looking around and shopping around. So, right, we've done this bit, we've got a wall, and now the end stones. So let's find our end stones, because at the moment we are doing nothing with this bit. So, there's our end stones around the end of the top wall. Oh, Andy, you mean learning to do it the right way, not the wrong way. I get there eventually. Definitely tonight has been very big, don't do it this way. Is that going to come off? As I said, sod's law, it's always one bit that stays stuck, doesn't it? No matter how many times you seem to cut it. And it's a new blade. I think it always likes to stick on the corners. So the ends start to fold around the top wall. There we go. So this is to go around our wall. And this, I suppose, with the alignment, I can just stick it on and as I said, I think at the moment I am going to mix between the two, PVA and rocket, especially while I'm getting used to it. Definitely the consistency and how much you need is something at the moment that I imagine will just take a bit of time to get used to. But once I'm there, I was amazed at how good a product it is, and as I get better at fixing kits, that's probably when I'll be a lot happier using my rocket glue. It is quite quick drying. So oh, I've missed a comment. Suffering deal roundments all the time. Is that something you've bought, Big Red? Obviously, I'm kind of in and out of the conversations. I know Rob's reading probably a lot more than me. There we go. That is that one done. So you guys are talking about all these different places. We're going to have to check them out, and that's when we might spend more money. But yeah, definitely shopping around is we're definitely, especially at the beginning, very guilty of just getting very, oh, this is what we need and this is where we're going to get it from. Shopping around is definitely something I will say in future. Just make sure you do that shopping around before you go and purchase. I appreciate sometimes you may visit a shop that you're not going to come again. I know even like Rudland Models, a lot of people do go on holiday this way. So if you find yourself into North Wales, it's definitely worth a visit. But some model shops like them are online, so you can always go back and compare. And their prices do include the postage and packaging, so. But I can see us now, if we're travelling away from work and got a spare 5 minutes, I can see us visiting other shops just to see. Right, so that is that bit complete as well. And can I tell you which is for front and which is for back? I don't know if it matters at this point, but they are literally identical, so I wouldn't worry too much, I would think. So, because this, personally for me, I'm finding reading through this, you're on your figure, but in that one step, you've got so many steps to make, where on the other ones, it's definitely more clearer. No, I mean, Rob, like that one where we got that chance to go into that model shop on that street, didn't we? Very occasionally we do get the odd chance. Yeah, is Hatton's the ones in Liverpool, isn't it? We're actually talking about that the other day. And yeah, Andy, it's that big thing, isn't it, as well, supporting local. So let's get back to this to see how I'm doing. So we've got one here. I think this is going to get a bit fiddly, guys. So this could again get interesting. I'm assuming this one is like this, looking at that. Again, even the pictures, it makes you think there is so much more space. Unless I am missing a step here. Let's look at what we've got left. So, opposite strips. See, it's not. I think I'm using the main tunnel upper top stone now, but that's just 2 centimeters around. As I said, guys, I've got so many parts here that, and at the moment, I've still got nothing on the top. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that, Don. It's just these instructions for me. I don't even think it's tiredness at this point. They're just not as clear. Because the others say exactly what you need. And I have my main tunnel strip and that. I think what it is here it just calls it a lower wall top stone strip. So it's definitely different to... That's the only thing, because I cannot see these. I need Gerry's helper. Yeah, see, this is where I've got them with the bigger stones. I think it's these, but again, it's not entirely clear, is it? That's actually upper stone here with back edge flushes. Where's the upper stone? See, our lower and upper top stones are actually here. Is this what I mean? It's not as crystal clear. Attach the upper stone strip here. So that's talked about this one. Which I'm guessing is here. As I said, it's just, to me, it's not as clear cut as the other instructions. And Don, have a very good night. Thank you for tuning in. But I don't know, I'm probably sounding stupid here, guys. But it just not as easy a kit to understand. You definitely need more patience with it. Yeah, definitely, Mike. I need instructions to read the instructions. That is so true at this point. Because it's not very clear. If someone else is... I know, Gerry, you seem to be getting it better than me. So we've got this here. I think this lower stone strip is one right at the bottom. Because it's trying to make sure what the previous ones are called. So the lower stone strip would be right at the bottom. We are that near to the end now. It's so close yet so far. Sorry, Gerry, I think it's comments coming in after I say there is a delayed. It's quite a lot, actually. I am sorry. What I say in my time, unfortunately, comes to you. I think it's a few, what is it, Rob, about 5 to 10 seconds later. They're the lower capstones. So these are the ones that I need to build my base, Gerry. I'm assuming just before I go further on. One on top of the other, I would imagine. Ah, I think what I've just tweaked as well is they're the opposite way round, where that actually flips. I think that's what's got me as well. Just looking at it, it's flipped on the card here, isn't it? I think my brain has just had a moment and I've tweaked. Because I was looking at back to flush and thinking, how does that work? I was looking at the different shapes. Yeah, Rob, I've just realised it's for delays and everything, isn't it? So I think we are there now. I've just had that moment of realisation. I was looking at this the way round it's been placed and not how it needs to go. Isn't it funny when your mind just tweaks? So, I think we're there now. Just as the computer screen goes off. Yeah, Gerry, as I said, it just seems in one step you're building up so many layers and they're called different on the instructions than what they are on here. So now I've got it the right way. Again, it sits flush. You've got your gap. That's starting to look a lot better now. I'm starting to get it now. You've got your end stones here that you've built. I think just about there. I don't know. I might change the angle because that's probably better to sit this stage. So sorry, guys, you're moving a bit. So we've got our 3 built up there. We then have this one on top. I think we're getting there now, guys. Sudden eureka moment, as they say. So we've got this here. I've not glued, don't worry at this point. I have not glued it. This is why it's falling apart. There is a gap at the... There we go. Again, the instructions on these ones don't seem to tell you the length that you need. This probably is not going to state until I stick it. So let me just read more, catch up, make sure I am on the middle. Gerry. I feel like I'm getting there. As I said, it was just that brainwave moment. I just had to step back. There we go. So we've got that. The only thing it talks about is the capstones. Which, let's find my capstones. Wing wall top stones. Again, this is what I mean. They're not exactly clear on the items. So if anybody's doing this kit, it is not the easiest. So we'll move it back up now. We've got that basic shape. So here we've built our parts together, but it mentions the capstones. Now I've got different capstones, so that doesn't help. You've got capstone strips to fit on the ring wall tops. And again, capstone strips used to fit on the wing wall tops. They do look the same, so I'm hoping that's... Oh, no, we've got wall and capstones up here. At least if I put them together, it would be a bit easier. So I'm assuming these capstones here are the ones that belong on here. I'm just going to catch up. Yeah, Jason, I think you might be a bit put off. And Gerry, I've just seen your comments, so I will get that cut in a second. And Jan, yeah, it's definitely, I definitely think it's an older kit. Because the difference, this is the fire station that I've done. And if you look at the difference between the two, even the first layout, they've obviously gone smaller, which you would think is the newer. It mentions other items, the sticking and all that. The writing is different, but if you look at the difference in the instructions, where I went wrong for anybody as well was here fitting on the front wall. It seems to include on certain steps many instructions and parts for one section, but this is actually a stone wall. I was trying to attach it to the actual build that I'd already done, where I think this is the newer one because it actually shows you the parts where they should be, you know, the colours that they should be, you know, even down to the details of the colouring on the walls. So I do think that possibly they've gone through the kits and they've just improved. They've obviously listened to people's comments. Possibly it's worth them going back to older kits and maybe redoing instructions. I don't know if they have, and maybe it's just an older kit and they do have newer instructions. But hopefully if anybody else goes to build this and find they have this kit, hopefully it will be something that can help them through with it. So I'm now gonna, thanks to Gerry's help, I'm so grateful to Gerry tonight. I will go and get those capping studs and everything glued together. Now we know I'm right. from my workings out with my moment of, and Gerry just seems to know it brilliantly. He's actually looking at the instructions online, doing it with me, so it is really appreciated. So getting back to this anyway, if anybody ever needs help with kits, and always drop a message in case we've done them. I'm kind of hoping our next one is a newer build. If not, I will certainly be taking my time. But I can see why they've improved the instructions. It was definitely needed. Gerry's actually looking online. I don't know if they're the exact same instructions. I do wonder if they are, because he's able to say exactly, but he could turn around and say they're a different layout. It would be interesting to know whether they have updated the instructions or just kept them as older kits with the old instructions. Yeah, I suppose, Gerry, you do get used to it, don't you? And building them, this is only my second kit. On the fire station, I had the practice, so if anything went wrong, I could go and do it and fix it. So I suppose in that, I'm lucky I have a practice run. But, you know, it's without you, Gerry, tonight, it would have been a fail. I probably would have thrown it out and just gone, no, I'm not doing it tonight. So, oh, Rob, are you looking at them as well? It's definitely interesting. I think maybe they should look at updating them. But at least, like you said, way of thinking, if I do any of the kits now with the older instructions, I know to just take that bit of time and just make sure that everything is where it should be. There we go. So we have our slight gap. Again, the instructions, anybody that's doing this in future and going through it, the instructions make it look like a much bigger gap than it is. It is misleading in a sense, and you can see why they've updated what they've done. Yeah, I hope so, Gerry. I'm really hoping that the next time, especially you guys won't be hanging on for all this time. It is appreciated that you guys are sticking with me. But I do think, yeah, definitely it's something in future. I'll have a better idea with it. And hopefully it will be a lot smoother of a journey with it. So I am going with the rocket glue on this occasion, I suppose, because there is so much into this and it's standalone. I really want to make sure it sticks, because otherwise I'm not sure whether I could cope with that tonight. The only thing is making sure this is put in place. I know Gerry just said it needs to be a bit further back, so I will try and keep that in mind. The gap side, and if not, at least there's 2 in the pack, so there is a slight push on that still, so I can make sure there's a gap. It is extremely finicky to get it exactly where you want, but at this point I'm just thinking go for it, and I was able to slight pressure on it to get that to move to where I wanted to anyway. So there is a bit of time. 10 seconds doesn't seem a lot, but you do have time to do that quick movement if you need to light the gaps. You have that chance to do that. So we have that at the back. Yeah, I've just seen a comment come up about the community, and you know, without you guys, I would have probably said to Rob, no, I don't like this kit, just go for one pre-made, and that was it. So without you guys, it's definitely been a massive help. Because the other thing that, again, on the instruction lead to confusion, these first 2 here look absolutely flat, but they're both in themselves are quite chunky. So just take your time with them. It's probably something I didn't do as good tonight, but... Oh, pardon me. Right, so before I go any further, Gerry, I've just realised... what have we got here? Well, this just does make it confusing anymore. So for anybody that is going through this, up here you've got the upper and lower stones, and it tells you to put them together. Down here further on, it shows them as separated, as if you've not glued them. Gerry, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gathering it's got them as separate here, but you've already put them together. So that's probably as well what's led to my confusion tonight. I'm looking at so many parts for parts that are already fixed together. And again, because their wording on the older kits is not as good, you really have to concentrate in it. No, that's for top and bottom caps. Right, let's make sure before I glue down then, Gerry, that I'm right. So, obviously, because what confuses me, Gerry, is start with lower top stone strip and fix the upper top stone strip. And here you've got the lower wall top stone strip, which is the lower one, and then the upper wall top stone strip, which is the upper. And it's mentioned already about gluing them together, which I'd already done. Or am I completely getting this wrong? I'll put 11 is the fat pair. Further down it's showing the narrower bits. Right. So I'm guessing that still goes on top.
You were looking at the wrong capstones.
Which?
When you were looking at the capstones on the card.
Yes.
You were looking at the square ones. On the video, you were looking at the square ones.
No, I'm...
Which, because you pointed to that.
No, I've got the right stone strips there.
Yeah. Oh, you
So
were
I've got
looking at the
them.
other ones earlier.
What I mean, it could be me explaining bad. Guys, I have in my own language, grey seats. Right, this bit here.
Yeah.
I've got that bit, which is that, right?
Yeah.
It then says the lower wall top stone strip there.
Yeah.
Up here, start with a lower top stone strip, same thing, which is the bottom one. And then upper wall top stone strip. And it says here, fix the upper top stone strip on top. So you've already fixed the upper and the lower together.
Don't worry about that.
But it shows it's separate.
But you've got to put those
Yeah.
into there now, haven't you?
Well, I'll do it to build it up, but you see what I mean, how confusing the kids are? It is enough to drive you balmy. I can see why they've changed them. And Mark Langton, yeah, I do have a few more to build, but I am definitely taking it a lot slower now. Ah, so I've already done... Ah, I'm with you. Again, Gerry, with the confusion bits, because it's got the lower and then the arrow up there, this is why I've seen again the confusion. Because the arrow goes to that one there to me, and then the top one there. So again, I see why I have got confused tonight. It's quite easy to, but then it doesn't take a lot for me.
I think what you've done is jumped ahead. You've done that piece, haven't you?
No, Gerry's saying that I've already done the lower stone strips here.
Yeah.
And then he's saying the top
Yeah.
is this one.
Yeah, that's gluing these two together.
Yeah.
Which is that move there.
Yeah.
But you've done
But
this.
it tells you to do it there.
No, that's these bits.
No, because those bits are there. Those bits I've built up. Oh, I don't...
No. These,
Oh,
2 seconds,
yeah,
2 seconds.
I'm with you now.
These two bits. What you've done
I've
is
done
what
both.
Gerry said.
I've done both.
You've skipped steps. Yeah?
Oh.
So
Yeah, but you bang on
you've
Gerry,
done
yeah.
this. You've done this well before you should have.
Oh,
so
God's
you've confused
sake.
yourself.
I've confused myself. Oh, dear. Do you see what I mean, guys? It's okay. you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'll just be glad when this is done. I'll be a nervous wreck by the time I go to bed. So again, we just need to get the placement of this. What I do an art attack. What I prepared earlier. We cover it with that. So again, this seems to have a slight... My glad it's not just me that...
What you need to do when you're reading any more instructions is do that.
I just got the wrong
You've
bits.
gone there.
I took, if you look at the products themselves, it's not very clearly written on there. That's why I've confused myself.
Never mind that. It's the instructions you read.
Wall,
You
top
jumped
stone
well
strip,
ahead.
yeah. Ah, well.
Boys, you're going to wake the people up in the cemetery.
I think that's a good placement. Again, you've got overhangs, you've got gaps. Let's see if that is flush with the back. How do we look? Yeah, I think by the looks of it, it is flush. Because that's in its right place. Oh, there's an overhang at the back as well. Oh, this is a fiddly one, isn't it? Yeah, there's an overhang at the back, isn't there? Yeah, fiddly again, but we will get there.
I wouldn't worry too much about the back because you're not going to see it.
Yeah.
It's going to be butted up against the raised area, isn't it? But I put the front all closer. And again, it's about adjusting, you know, you might need to adjust these kits to your layout.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I think I might kind of put people off making this after tonight. Eh?
No, it's the first time you've done it. Well, Gerry says, you know, well, like Gordon said, you're not doing too bad, man. The first time. You had practice on the fire station.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I did have a practice. I'm kind of enjoying that I have a practice. Jan, I don't know. It's never easy for doing something like this for other people watching. Yeah, I think, Jan, my confidence has definitely improved as this gone on just because of how everyone's been. You know, everyone's been brilliant, and just, as I said, as it was starting to go wrong, I thought to myself, no, I'm just giving in. But
And now, what you've got now, once that's done,
it's those
is
on
those
top.
two there.
Yeah. There we go. The right ones. It's called kit bashing, Rob. Tweaking the kit to suit your... Okay. You learn news.
Yeah, mate, well, we've got this, the raised area. Oh, excuse me. Burpee down the microphone, I do apologise. We've got this raised area in the far corner where the horrible Hornby Bridge is. That's what I'm going to call it from now on, the horrible Hornby Bridge. And that's set at 4.5 inches because of the height of the inclines. I've had to adjust everything else to the height of the inclines. So this bit, wherever the actual train, where's the tunnel bit gone?
There.
Where's that? Oh yeah. So.
Oh, Rob, you're in my light for a second.
Oh, sorry. I'll just show you what I mean once Grace has glued that down. I do apologise.
There we go, that one a lot better. There we go.
Yeah, so...
It wasn't even on camera.
No, it wasn't actually. So this bit... actually, that's a pair of painting. Why don't we measure it?
There you go.
Oh, we should be alright actually.
Oh, yeah.
Because you want to bring the camera in. I know that the height of the raised area is 4.5 inches, so this should slide fairly well underneath it. Obviously just bring a bit of a hill or something over the top of it, so I'm quite pleased about that.
And I realised when I put the... Just bash your head again.
Yeah.
When I put the capping stone on so well, it wasn't even in view of you guys.
And I've also thought of something else as well.
Go on.
It's not these tunnels that I have to worry about the sidewalls. It's the doubles.
Okay. Oh, those tweezers didn't go well that time. Yep, see guys, it just, whenever it's you guys seeing it, it just doesn't seem to work. I'm sure Rob will vouch me on that occasion. It actually went on straight away with the tweezers.
And you've got a great view of the side of your cheek, so if we had to focus.
So it didn't show it again.
No, it did show it. We've got a shot of your cheek out of focus too.
Oh dear.
But yeah, those wing walls or whatever they're called, feel free to correct me. They can go on these two. It's the double ones that
So
may be the issue.
right, we've now done that. Fit the completed wall on top of the entrance, but what covers the top? Because
Doesn't it slide into the...
oh, it does, doesn't it? There.
I don't know, does it?
No, that's the problem because it's two kits. I'm looking at the wrong one, aren't I? No, it's up here what we need. Yeah, that's why I was looking at the other kit thinking, ooh, where are these meant to go? Just a tip, guys. Put the other kit away so you don't confuse yourself. That's the other tip for the day.
I don't know, does anything go over the top of it? Can't see it.
Oh, Andy, are you in and out? Yeah, we're almost there, I think. And then we just have the side walls and that to do, so, and then the capping stones. So, Gerry, just go in your knowledge before I do anything. I'm very grateful to you tonight. This is literally just going here, isn't it? That's
Go
like,
up on the front of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can see there's a slight.
As I said, I'm not worried about that bit because that
Yeah.
bit's just going to slide straight under the wood.
So,
You're not going to see it.
there we go. Yep. There's no point gluing along the bottom because... Oh, you might just want to read the latest comment, although it does take a minute or two to show up on here.
You're considering using florist oases as your embankments. Never thought of that. Never thought of that. It's a good one. It's not a bad idea, actually.
There we go.
It's like some other tip I saw of somebody else. There was an Australian YouTuber and he was using fine pumice for ballast.
And thank you, Andy. I just saw your comment.
He sifted it into 3 different grades. It was, I think it was something like a 25 kilo bag, and he sifted it into 3 different grades, and it worked out, I think it's £7 a litre, whereas the true ballast worked out at £22, well, $7 a litre, $7 Australian dollars a litre, whereas the true ballast worked out at $22 a litre. So it's always worth shopping round for other things like that hint about the Oasis.
Cuts to shape well. Well, it seems to be delayed on. I get there. Right, guys, so we're going on to the last bit. I need a little hurrah here.
Only November 3 hours.
I know. How you go? It's Friday night entertainment.
Yeah.
It's better than Friday night TV.
Well, Barnabas has got his pint, hasn't he? So he's all right.
Yeah. So the next is the, I think, no, the lower side strip. That's quite a way behind the wall. Oh, that's handy actually, guys. It's this bit at the back of the wall. It says here allows for your scenery to be built up and down on it, and to leave a small gap behind the wall for drainage. So it's they even back in the early days, as I said, I'm convinced this is an older kit. They have thought about these things. So let's go and get this done, because the sooner we get it done, the sooner you and I can go to bed. So the sidewall ones are here. Whether I'm going to have nightmares of this kit overnight, possibly. See, there's always that bit that sticks. Right, so for this one, the side wall fits into the end of the structure and can be topped with the capstone strips cut to length. Right, so it gives you these. I'm assuming, because I do know with this kit, it can be made to size. So I don't know, I'll check how they fit my layout. Yeah, that's an idea actually, Gerry. But just from reading this, I do know with these kits you can cut them to size. So this is probably why they give you so much length of the capstone strips. Just because you don't know how long you need it. Although I wouldn't think that would work that way. I would say that's the only way you could have it. So possibly a bit of overkill on them. But we shall see. Rob, Gerry suggests leaving it to make sure it fits into the tunnel and check how they fit on the layout.
You want it? What? Stop building David?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think, Gerry, you've just been brilliant tonight. So I think we are going to bow down and take your wisdom. So I think for tonight, I thank you all for sticking along. I know some of you have been in and out, and if anybody watching this after the fact is here at the end, I applaud you. Although it's probably a bit easier to skip, isn't it? So on Gerry's advice, we have decided we're actually going to wait to do the side wings and walls. I'm not sure whether you want to see that on a video, guys, after all this. Oh, Rob said, yeah, I could do a short little one on it, but whether that will be alive or not, I'm not sure. But it could mean I have the other kit ready there to start, so we could make it into a live. I'm not sure. And Gerry's just said, damn, I can't get my t-shirt off now. Yeah, but from what I believe, maybe Gerry can help me before we go, is the side walls, when you build them up, you attach them to your sidings here. Even though, again, it's here at the edge. Obviously, it isn't straight, so it fits.
All those things.
Yes, so you've got it that fits right in. Your capping stones go along the top. So that's your side. They are possible to cut to side if you need them a bit shorter.
Yeah, because the one on your right,
Yes.
that might need trimming down because of where it's going to be in relation to the bridge.
Ah, so Gerry's idea really did work.
Yes.
Waiting.
Fair comment.
But then once you've built them up, you put your capping stones on top. Oh, pardon me. And then for your wing walls, I believe they just come out of the middle of here. I'm throwing everything apart now. You've got your left and right. Yeah, as Gerry said, dry in situ and then assemble. You've got your right rings and your left wing here. So you attach them and you build up the buttress end. You've got wing wall. There's two separate ones. I believe by the looks of this, they just fold around together. You've got your pre-cut fold in. I'm not going to take them apart in case we don't need them. But you get it in one bit, roll it round, and then you get your square. And somewhere is up here is your stones you then put on top. So thank you very much for tuning in tonight, sticking around. It's truly appreciated. Hopefully this helps someone if they manage to stick out the whole video. If you know of anyone struggling, maybe get them to watch this. Maybe skip for a few parts, but if it helps someone else, that's my main aim, you know, because I know Gerry won't always be around. But Gerry, I really mean it. I am grateful for your help tonight. And I will certainly be taking even more time with these older style kits. So thank you all so much for tuning in, staying around, and from me and Rob.
Yeah, and big-headed or not, because of Gerry's help, I'm going to drop a link to his channel in the description as well. So,
And I believe he makes good apple pies.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, thank you very much all for tuning in, all of you. It's really appreciated. I've said it twice already. This was never about subscribers and hours and money and everything like that. It was about plotting the journey. But with you guys being along, it's been a massive help and obviously spurring us along even more.
yeah, and Gerry said he's got nothing on it. Well, Gerry, if you do ever decide to upload on it, do let us know, and then we can always share it if you start your journey on YouTube. We'll always be happy to share. Maybe you should do kit videos because you seem to get it a bit better than me.
But I've already mentioned his name in the description anyway.
Yeah. So, but a night all, and we will see you all soon, hopefully. Just remember, there's no live tomorrow. We've got training tomorrow at work, so I'm not sure when we'll next be on, are we? We will try and keep it updated on the communities tab.
We have got an episode that's going to be published. I think it's 6 o'clock tomorrow night. I'm just trying not to hammer everybody with loads and loads of videos, but we've got the next episode that should be going live tomorrow night about 6 p.m. If anybody wants to give that a little watch and a thumbs up, and those of you that are just haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. If not, it's not a problem either. Just carry on watching without subscribing. We don't mind in the slightest.
I wouldn't subscribe to me. Not out tonight, it's gone.
No, I'd be unsubscribing and blocking.
And Gerry, stupid and brave, yeah, I'm not sure it comes into it. Maybe a stupid part for us to do this, but we're having fun. That's all that matters. And I've just realised with this, you do have card to make those ones thicker. If we build these guys, we might do a live or add it on to a live of a different build. So thank you all and good night.
Good night.